Welcome to College Game Day this week from Hadley, Massachusetts here, as we have a heavyweight title fight tonight, as the number 11 ranked Massachusetts Minutemen host the reigning defending national champion, the 17th ranked Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, in a rematch of the Season 2 national championship, as UMass looks to get revenge for their embarrassing 38-7 blowout in the championship, and Western Kentucky looks to show why they belong again and why they are the defending national champions. And we have other entertaining games this week. Not just this one. We have a top 5 showdown. Utah State yet again in a big time matchup. We will get to that later. We have a highly anticipated game between two rival coaches here at Virginia Tech and Notre Dame. We also have an American showdown between Temple and Cincinnati as the American picture starts to clear up. Cincinnati looking to put a foothold on their division. Louisiana Tech looking to bounce back to against their loss to Akron as they have to travel to Oklahoma State this week, who looks to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country, looking to keep that winning streak going. And we will get to all those games later. But we shall get into a very chaotic. We're not even into next week, Bryce. Onto a very chaotic week of college football. We'll recap game day first as the 6th-ranked Utah State Aggies knocked off the number 12-ranked UCLA Bruins in a crazy final minutes of the game, 24-21, as there were 2 touchdowns scored, one by each team in the final 40 seconds of this game, with Utah State hitting the Hail Mary with 7 seconds left in the game to remain undefeated and move to 4-0 on the year as they ended out of conference play with that. Their first 4 games are all out of conference. Now they just have Mountain West games left. Honestly, Utah State looking good so far. I think the toughest part of their schedule is almost done. They still have a showdown with undefeated Air Force this week. But Mountain West schedule. Mountain West has looked pretty good so far. Half of the Mountain West, let me clarify there. So Utah State set themselves up for a Mountain West for a championship run this year. We will see if they can keep the undefeated streak going. As we move down the list here, a Conference USA versus MAC showdown. Akron completes the gauntlet of Conference USA teams as they knock off number 18 Louisiana Tech 31-13 here. Akron controlled this game from kickoff to the final whistle. 344 yards of offense, forced 2 Louisiana Tech turnovers. Not a whole lot to say here because Akron just beat them straight up. It's what they've been doing all year with these Conference USA teams as they head into MAC play this week. Kick it off with one of the more unpredictable teams in the conference as in Central Michigan. So it'll be interesting. That matchup will be an interesting one to keep our eyes out on for. Moving on, we have the number 1 team in the nation goes down. I know the crowd here in Massachusetts is going to love it as Massachusetts knocked off number 1 Georgia Tech 38-35 in an offensive explosion. As there was 1,170 yards in this game, and they were separated by a total of 2 yards. What killed Georgia Tech in this game was the fumbles. 3 turnovers while giving up over 500 yards of offense is not a recipe to win very many football games. Georgia Tech's still fine, undefeated in ACC play. They can still run the gauntlet, win the ACC, make the playoffs, no doubt. If you're going to lose a game, if they're going to lose a game, this was the game to lose. At a conference showdown to a very tough UMass opponent, and they came out of Murderers Row went 3-1. If you can go 3-1 against NC State, Penn State, Virginia Tech, and Massachusetts, you're on a pretty good track to have a good year. Georgia Tech with an ACC game, what should be a pretty warm-up game for them. A bounce-back game as they play Miami, who did. We'll talk about their game soon enough. is on kind of a hot streak, surprisingly. Solid defense, so we will see how Georgia Tech fares there. Another top 10 upset here in the pick'em. Connecticut, for the second week in a row, knocks off a top 10 foe as they defeat number 9 East Carolina 26-15. We had a extra point return for 2 points, if I remember correctly. UConn's defense was stifling this week as they held ECU to only 181 yards of offense. Connecticut looks to be a power within that conference again. I didn't even pick Danny Rice. And also, I feel like every time VFB you say that Akron isn't good, they beat another Conference USA team. Wait a second. If Akron's not good and they beat 3 Conference USA teams, what does that mean about Conference USA? No, that math doesn't check out. Okay, then. We'll keep going down the list here. We had a rematch, a bowl rematch here, as Buffalo knocked off number 25 Syracuse 31-20, and a dominant performance by the Buffalo defense as they gave up only 112 yards while they had gained 324 themselves. Surprised with the yardage here that this game was even as close as it was. With those type of yardage numbers, you would expect a blowout, but Buffalo looking good heading into MAC play. They definitely continue to make the MAC championship game. Syracuse, second loss now out of conference, but they are 2-0 in ACC play. Pivotal showdown against the favorites in that division against NC State this week. So, huge game for Syracuse. Probably the biggest game in program history for them coming up this week. And in our final pick'em game from last week, number 21 Western Kentucky sent Michigan State to the Shadow Realm as they beat Michigan State 55-24 in a game that wasn't as close as the score indicated. This game was 31-3 at halftime. 31-3 halftime. Michigan State turned the ball over 4 times, and we're just going to ignore the fact that I picked Michigan State. We're just going to ignore that. That never happened. So, if we can all agree to that. Same way we ignore the fact that I put Clemson number 1 in the ACC power rankings at one point. But we're just going to ignore both of those. Those never happened. But now we get to the chaos, the fun part. Team Chaos coming out with multiple W's this week. As we'll kick it off here as Indiana knocks off number 3 Maryland, number 3 Maryland 24-13 in a very competitive ball game. Maryland actually outgained Indiana in this showdown. But 2 Maryland turnovers cost them in this game. Indiana won a game on defense. I have to give a round of applause there for Indiana. That's not the type of game you would expect Indiana to win. Scoring only 24 points, giving up 13. That's the type of game they would lose. But hey, some bad defensive teams decided to put in some pretty good defensive performances this week. Well, we'll get to another one later. In our next upset, our third upset in the top 5, mind you, UTSA dominated number 4 Georgia in a 48-24 blowout. Big blow here for the SEC this week. Both of their top 10 teams went down to subpar competition. We'll get to the other one in a minute. But in this game, UTSA more than doubled Georgia's yardage output, 444 yards to 218. UTSA did turn the ball over 3 times, but still, the SEC rearing its ugly head again. Bad losses killed Georgia last year. Now, I'm not saying UTSA is bad. History just says it's not going to be that good. I'd be shocked if they ended up ranked or anything like that, but these are the type of losses you can't have. And we'll move on to that other upset in the SEC as winless Northwestern knocks off number 10 Vanderbilt 41-34. Vandy's defense with a bad performance here today as Northwestern had over 415 yards of offense. The Vanderbilt offense was giving Northwestern the ball as the Northwestern D forced 3 turnovers. And Vanderbilt's, this might be the last time we see Vandy ranked for a long time. It was fun. We all had fun with Vanderbilt in the top 10, didn't we? Too bad we didn't have a banner with them. That would have been nice, but we can always fix that later. Oh, okay, I'm good. I thought y'all couldn't hear me for a second. Thing wasn't showing up, but yeah. We'll move back down, and probably the worst performance I've seen from a top 10 team in a hot minute, as Wyoming's dominated number 8 Colorado State. This game was never close. Another one of those blowout wins. Not a whole lot to talk about. Colorado State was only 186 yards of offense and had 2 turnovers. Colorado State's in that tough division, so they should, if they can get some games that wins over Utah State and or Air Force, they should be fine as long as they take care of business against the lower tier competition in the conference. Wyoming looking pretty good with wins over Virginia and Colorado State now. They just got to keep building on that and not have a letdown against some lower teams like they tend to do. But yeah, Mountain West looking like an interesting conference this year. And another upset here. We'll move to the Big 12 as now I'm just going. All these teams lost. I mean, I'm just going through all the upsets here. All those top 10 teams lost. When I was talking about Chaos Week, I was not joking that Chaos had a very good time this week. Yeah. In the Big 12 here, we had Texas Tech knock off number 13 Kansas State 21-14, and in an odd turn of events. Oh, I heard someone. Not yet. Y'all are not as important. Do you really want to jinx yourself to go 4-8 again? All right then. There, Bryce fan here inputting. Bryce coach. All right. But yeah, and another weird turn of events. We'll talk about the Colorado State game. These numbers should sound familiar. Kansas State, 186 yards, had 2 turnovers. I just thought that was strange. Wanted to point that out. Big Kansas State, not a good look in here. Still have plenty of time. They still got to face Texas, Oklahoma State, Kansas, the premier teams of their conference. Are you replacing Marshall with your hot takes? That's what Marshall would say. Anyways, in our final top 25 upset, trust me, we're not going to be on upsets all show. We're not even that far into the show. We had Miami of all teams, Miami, Florida, because I guess I gotta clarify that, beating number 24 Cal, 21-17. Strange game here. I mean, it finished and all that, but you don't expect Miami of anybody to beat teams. Like, you just expect anyone half decent to kick them repeatedly. But no, they actually held Cal to 180 yards of offense and won. I mean, they only had 171 yards themselves. Miami's offense is dreadful, but they have a good defense, a really good defense, which Georgia Tech got to watch out for that this week. Don't let that defense sneak up on them, forcing 2 turnovers. And yeah, what? Yeah. No, that's not why. It's because they were bottom feeder and said ACC conference, not AC in the ACC. I'm not even gonna try to reason here. Not even gonna attempt that. So if anyone, I since you really want me to talk about it, I'll talk about Rice. All right, will that make you happy? I didn't do any prior background checking on this game, but I followed it during the week some. Rice actually moves to 3-1 on the year, and Alabama is not 2-2. Shocking, I know. As Rice came out of here with a 34-30 victory, which contained a lot more punts than you would expect. Rice ain't played anybody, pal. You ain't played anyone good, pal. You didn't play USC. Not this year. No, you didn't. That USC sucks. I'm 3-1 too, mate. 3-1. Does anyone else have any other games they want me to talk about? So no one here gets sad. Hold up, I can't. No. Debatable. You're not. I don't know. I think a couple of teams would want to disagree. I think Tulane might want to fight you on that. He won't show up. Boo. Boo the FBS. Why are we people needy? Why are we not using head-to-head logic, people? Why us coaches poll voters have Georgia Tech over UMass and Texas? That's dumb logic. Yeah. Hey, you're like tense. You're like tense. I don't want to hear you complaining about being a top 10 team. Also, it's the coach. It's also the coaches poll. So what? There's no. Don't waste your energy on them. What? Save your energy for if the committee does something dumb that you think or you think. Yeah. Well, people complain about the committee no matter what. So last year went bad though. FIU Middle Tennessee. Well, this game got so bad that one coach decided just not to play and wanted to quit. But is that really that surprising? I mean, I feel like Boomer does this every week. Like this man be throwing his headset and clipboard and his whatever the whole game. I mean, it honestly was a closer game than the score indicated than what we could convince Boomer it was. But it was a pretty good game. Middle Tennessee got revenge for their bowl loss to Minnesota last year in this game. Um, I don't. Oh my God! Now you are just picking, fucking throwing games at a dartboard. Because I mean, Texas, Miami, Ohio. Miami of Ohio kept it close for like 2.5 quarters before Texas pulled away. Uh, I'm not talking about season one games, people. I'm not talking about the slow bowl between Wisconsin and Stanford because I had the manual ref that dumb shit. Martin. Troy, Texas State. I saw points. I saw a lot of points. That's about all I know about that game. There was a lot of points scored. Texas State remains undefeated. What? I should not have asked that question. I redact my question. Um, okay, now we're moving on. I'm not talking about every fucking game this week. Moving on, Rice. We're moving on. We're now 4 weeks into the season. We're 1/3 of the way through the fake college football season. Like, we're one through. Okay, fine. Let me rephrase. We're 1/3 through the regular season of fake football. No, we're not. We're not talking about that right now. No, 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 no. But but yeah, 1/3 of the way through the season, we can start to see who's lived up to who's overperformed their expectations, who's just sucked, who we didn't expect to suck, and everything in between. So, anyways, I'm just gonna move down the conferences here, talk about a few teams that stand out for overperforming, underperforming. If anyone else wants to talk about a team that I missed, feel free to. Um, we'll start with the American, only because the ACC really doesn't have a team in either direction that I think's heavily under or overperformed exactly. It's a bit strange, but talked about that in my power rankings, but a bit strange. In the American, I mean, well, what? With FBS, we're talking FP, the American Athletic Conference, Rice. No, stop. No, 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 no. I'm losing my mind here. Anyways, I'd say in the American, East Carolina and Tulane have been pleasant surprises in the good direction. Um, ECU you could kind of see coming because they've always been pretty solid both years. But Tulane's kind of out of nowhere. I wouldn't have expected them to be a top 20, 15, whatever, top 25 team at this point of the year. But yeah, the American East as a whole is just looking at 4 3-1 teams. That's a bit ridiculous right now. Cincinnati, Connecticut, Temple, East Carolina. That's scary. That's a scary division right there. Um, on the reverse side of that, we have Navy, who they got to win this week, but they're still 1-3. Like, bit of a sad. What happened to Navy, man? Mostly bad. A combination of playing really good teams and a bit of bad luck, but yeah, they got a hole to dig themselves out of if they want to get back to where they were last year. Um, in the Big Ten, I don't know if I'd call Iowa or Purdue surprises. I don't think I would. We kind of both thought Maryland's obviously the big surprise here. 3-1. They were number 3 in the country last week. Yeah, they lost, but still, you didn't expect them to be 3-1 at any point. Um, I mean, they were. I mean, they were more of a disappointment last year than they were surprising this year. I think because remember they were season 1 Tulane who nearly made the playoff. Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't know. I'm not very surprised, especially with their schedule has been on another level of terrible. We'll just put it like that. They, they've played 3-1-3 teams and a 0-4 team. It's not good. And why is that? Yep, you've replaced Marshall. Okay. On the other side of the disappointment side, we have Ohio State, who is 1-3 right now, defending Big Ten East champs. All their games have been out of conference, so they still win their games. They can still easily make the conference title. Yeah, I'm sorry, Texas, but the Big 12 just goes last because of the way it is in the stat sheet. Oh, hello. Oh, goodbye. We'll get to the Big 12. They're just last on the list because the stat sheet has them at the bottom because they want to be the cool kids without divisions. But no, people don't read bottom to top. That's not how people read. Anyways, we'll move on to your conference, Rice. Conference USA. The West has had, I'd say, Louisiana Tech, Rice, and UTEP have all been on the good side of the surprise table. Especially Louisiana Tech. They kind of came out of nowhere for me. And UTEP beating the defending champs. Yeah, I'd call that a surprising team. FAU is on the other side of that surprise, as they did finally win a game after losing 17 games in a row. They did win a game, but still disappointing so far. We thought that coming from a top 10 Georgia coach, we thought they'd be better than this so far. Hello, we're talking about the surprise teams in each conference so far, both the good and the bad. So that's where you have wandered in on. We've gone through the American, the Big Ten, and we're on the Conference USA now. Yeah, I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk about the Big Ten since you're a coach there. Yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, I mean, I'll let you give you a second. Yeah. Oh shoot, that's my bad. Oh yeah, Rice has been carrying it with us. So real funny, Rice. But yeah, we were talking about them a minute ago. We were like, Maryland's the obvious surprise here from um should be up. Hmm. Oh, sidebar. Yeah, yeah. You just that hasn't turned out well so far. Yeah, no, that's why I didn't bring up Penn State. 2-2 is good for them. That means they're go. That's not. That's not good. I mean, Like we wouldn't be talking about them like this if they didn't get because they lost 31-6 to Army last week. That's the thing that's yeah. But yeah, I mean like if you looked at their schedule, like you see Connecticut, Notre Dame, Massachusetts, Army. If you had said they were 1-3, you thought the Army would be the win. But but yeah, so but yeah, I mean, I don't think Iowa. I know Iowa and Purdue are both 4-0, but I don't think either of them were really surprises. I think we knew they were both good coaches heading into the year, but it's a bit surprising they both are 4-0. Although on the back, oh, you got you suck. Yeah, okay, that's where the West Division. The top of that West Division, Louisiana Tech, Rice, and UTEP. That's a trio of good surprises right there for the West. I mean, I don't think North Texas will find a way to win that division. He's talking about North Texas. They'll find a way to pull their way into that conference title game and then choke spectacularly. But yeah, if someone had asked who's VFB going to lose to first, UTEP would have been the last answer that anyone would have gave. Oh God. Yeah. Well, Toledo might want to have a word on heartbreak. I mean, I'm just talking about this year. They're 1-3 right now. I mean, they do have a conference win, so that's something. But back to Conference USA. I mean, FAU, I think, is the obvious disappointment here. I mean, we top 10 coach from Georgia. Well, on top 15, we'll call it top 15. Top 15 team in Georgia moves to FAU. Thought to revitalize a team that just went 0-12, and then they start 0-3. That's less than ideal. Yeah, that's kind of true, Texas. Oh, that's hmm. Okay. I mean, honestly, this is one of the more predictable ones so far. I don't see. I mean, other than Toledo, I don't see anyone standing out on the bad side of things. I mean, Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, Eastern Michigan, and Northern Illinois. Like, did anyone expect them to be any good? I don't think so. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the team I would pointed out. That's the good side, and Ohio's looking pretty solid, 3-1 so far. We will, although once again, it's one of those teams 3-1, kind of on the back of those. You ain't really played anybody's schedules yet. That's one way to get a top 50 win. Yeah, no, but Western Michigan's not shabby. They'll finish like 6-6. you're not even. You're just gonna skip your conference, your old conference. Wow, forgot about the Mountain West. Yeah, yeah, Air Force and Utah State here. I mean, Colorado State did get absolutely murdered by Wyoming, but still, they're still 3-1 with a pretty solid resume so far. Hold up, no, no, no. You don't get full. You get hold up. You get half credit for that because the Mountain West is still a dumpster fire. It's the, Utah State. Air Force is a new coach though. Hmm. No, people don't want to remember that though. Dumpster fire land. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah. I think that title probably goes to the Sun Belt. Probably. Man, they used yeah. But yeah, Hawaii is on the bad side. If Hawaii had been good, I could call the Mountain West as a whole a good full conference. Right now, they're a good division. Mountain Division, very good. The West Division, bad. Not very, very bad. Yeah. I think they're right now like the 129th team or 130th. Like, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I can pull that up in like 2 seconds. Tulsa. Yeah. Tulsa. Yeah. And there are Rose Bowl winners here. I forgot about them. Nebraska. The Rose Bowl winners are 0-4 and 128th in the country. 6-6. Oh yeah, they were 106. Beat Ohio State to move up in the 80s, and then won the Rose Bowl to move up to like 60. Yeah. Now we can move on to the Pac-12. Uh, I, yeah, I think one obvious team here. I think Arizona, and without a doubt, it's Arizona. They have been winning and winning big so far. Like they're the last. I mean, yeah, three or no, 4 1-3 teams. They do get tested. Yeah, yeah, but they do. TCU's a solid team, I think. Not bad, not great. Should be their first decent. Should get tested a little bit this week. Until yes, yeah. That's probably their biggest. That and the Oregon game are their two biggest games left. Mm, yeah, I mean, no one else the Pac-12 didn't really have expectations, so no one could really be disappointing. But USC is one of those few teams that did have any expectations. Is Central Michigan really 65th? All right, that's pretty good. Exactly mediocre. Hmm. Yeah, their coach retired at this. Yeah, yeah. I don't see anyone other than Oregon running away. I don't see anyone other than Oregon who has a. Oregon seems like they should run away with this division. Should, keyword there. Yeah, the North is Oregon's. It should be Oregon's. Although we've seen Oregon State get hot before. If the three top teams aren't Oregon, Arizona, and UCLA at the end of the year, oh yeah, no. Although USC can get hot, I've seen them do it before. So the big question of if. Ugh, that's not good. Let's move on to the mediocrity conference itself in the SEC. Um, I mean, is obviously Vanderbilt. I feel like I don't. Vandy's obviously the surprise team here. Like, still, you don't expect Vanderbilt to start a year 3-0 either way. That's never ideal. Um, Tennessee, what only team in the East without a conference win? I didn't expect them to be. We all thought they'd run away with this division this year, but no. They've had. I mean, their one win was in double overtime to 104th Rutgers, and they've kind of got worked by each of the other three teams they played, including 102nd Missouri. That's bad. We'll put it like that. I mean, they do have a couple. I mean, if they can win these next two games, they can put themselves on track because they play Georgia and Arkansas these next 2 weeks. That should be. Wait, no, no, they're. Wait, Missouri's in their division because they didn't want to put. They didn't want to move anyone in the divisions when they added A&M and Missouri. I mean, who are you gonna move though? I don't think. I don't think all. Oh God, hold on. I don't think Alabama. I don't think Alabama and Tennessee would appreciate that. You can't get rid of Bama, Tennessee. Just kick out Missouri. No, no one wants them. The good teams and the bad teams. Yes. Yeah, put Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, LSU, Florida all in the same division. Just have them kill each other. No, and then the three loss SEC team goes to the playoff. All right, back on. Let's move to the Sun. Yeah, Sun Belt. I mean Texas State, obviously. But did anyone Texas State on the good side, Liberty on the bad side? I'm not sure what else to say about the Sun Belt. It's the Sun Belt. Yeah, the real life Sun Belt's more interesting than this league's Sun Belt. Mm, that sounds like a lot of work. Could a five could a five loss Jake make the playoffs? No, no. I lost. Hmm. Hmm. Sure. Okay. No. Big 12. I mean, the whole top of this conference is full of surprises. Oh, because they don't have divisions, so they get slotted at the bottom. On the sheet, they're at the bottom because they don't have the ACC. I mean, there's honestly, following it, nobody that surprises me either direction so far. Like, nobody stands out in a good or bad way. Like, no one who I expected to be good is bad, and no one who I expect to be bad is really good. I guess Miami count. Miami, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I knew Pitt was going to be bad. That doesn't surprise me. Clemson is Clemson, therefore I don't know what to think of any game they play ever. Looking at past results means nothing to Clemson. They can get blown out by 50 to some bad team and then compete with the best team in the country the next week. They don't make sense at all. Yeah, on some. No, we don't talk about that game. Yeah, that game scares me more than it should for Clemson, but I've seen what they do. It's scary. But oh, I didn't see that. Rice, you're on the commit. Rice, you're on the committee. What are you doing? But that Rice, commit. That's not how. Rice, you're Marshall. You turn into Marshall. I kind of appreciate it, but at the same time, my brain. Nat, natural selection. That's not how. You what? Big 12. Big 12. All these 3-1 teams are surprised in their own way. Oklahoma State under new leadership. Didn't expect them to be 4-0, especially with some good wins too. Kansas State, conference commissioner, been there forever. Didn't expect them to be 3-1 this early in the year. Texas, not that surprising, but yeah, I thought they'd have dropped another game. I thought like they'd be perfectly in line with expectations had they lost to UMass. Mm, yeah, that's fair. Also, at the bottom, you have Iowa State and Oklahoma, both not good surprises here. Iowa State still hasn't figured out what defense is, which rumor says. I mean, I mean, just that. Hmm, true. Just ask Boomer. He should be able to teach you defense. Boomer for what? Points per rank and in the sheet. It's in the rankings tab. The stat sheet. So, there. Make sure you click the right link. Don't click the wrong link. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, teams who actually have a defense. Colorado State and Connecticut. Teams with actual defenses. Go to Colorado State to learn defense. Where is my defense? I haven't looked at this in a long time. My defense can't be 89th. That sounds right. Guess having the number 8 offense makes up for that. And rankings, yeah, all the way at the end. You got it? Where's your defense at? 116th. That okay. Hold up. Appalachian State is averaging 5.5 points a game. What? Hold up. I refuse to believe that. Hold up. Appalachian. It is. They've lost 21-3, 9-3. They won 10-3 and lost 9-6. That's not good. Rice. I need Rice. I need clarification here. Is Rice in here, or did he leave? Because I still don't understand if that is the current, like who they've played or who they will play. Because there's a big difference between those. Well, wait, hold up. Something broke. You can't edit those numbers. Rice. What? Who? Oh, don't mess with the scoreboard, people. Yes, the results are skewed by slow coaches. Mhm. Yes, and equivalent wins. Yes, and yes, equivalent wins. I mean, it's not like by hours or anything. It's just by how you finish your game. But yes, it's the same thing as last year, if you remember. Yeah, just go in that link and go to both quickest conference and quickest team. Where are you? Do you see the link that I posted in the game day chat? Yes. Where is Penn State at? And the opponent adjusted when you're 71st. That's not good. But without adjustments, you're 44th. So where am I at? 11th, 11th and 8th. I'll take that. Alabama, you are 26 in opponent adjusted speed and 23rd in raw speed. That's a lot slower than I would have thought. I digress. I digress. But um, for the first time, I know some ELO talk now. For the first time since week 6 of season 2, FAU is not last place. That title goes to Illinois, who has been terrible this year. That's still on a sheet that's hidden because, yeah. I mean, have you? No, we don't use ELO. Well, who's us? Oh my God, are you? Oh, we're going back to season one. We all know the season one metrics were one bad, two. Season one was a no because they're not good metrics. ELO is a terrible metric. It's just fun to play with. RPI. Anyway, uh, uh, I told Penn State that he should go to you for defense to help. Also, I said your game got so bad that you that someone rage quit for about 18 hours. I said that. Well, it's about the most predictable rage quit then comeback I've ever seen. Well, the Boston College. Well, we were past the games part, but well, it wasn't. I don't want to talk about that game because Boston College has gone full. Let me talk about Boston College. They've gone full second half of the season mode already, getting blown out by in a big time game against Virginia, and then choking in glorious fashion the next week. They've gone full second half. Boston College. Yeah, they choked. You know they choked. You played good, but they still choked. Okay, who is dropping plates? Thing is loud. I don't need it. Yeah. Okay. I digress. So okay, something I had been tracking over the past started tracking because I was interested. The records of the teams who actually made the playoff. So now through 4 weeks, we of the 16 teams to make the playoff, half of them were undefeated at this point in the year, which was way higher than I thought it would be, to be honest. We um we've had five teams who were 3-1 and three who were 2-2. So no one with a losing record at this point of the year has made the playoff, which that's less than I. If you have a losing record, if this is your chance to make history, be the first team to start a year with a losing record through 4 games to make the playoff. Yeah, but they'd have to win their conference, though. I can't see an 8-4 team making it. I think not 9 wins. I think is the lowest bar of low bars. A Liberty type, or it might be like a one and yeah. They weren't ranked until the week. They weren't ranked till I think it was after the week 12. Yeah, they weren't ranked until after the regular season was done. A nine. Okay, yeah, Marshall last. They would have. That would have been an interesting discussion. A 9-4 Marshall. Yeah, like last year's Marshall, because remember that 8 spot last year, it really didn't feel like anyone should have it, but someone had to have it. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, those only so yeah, every if you're 2-2 or better, you can still get hot and make the playoff. And if you're and something interesting, but also those 8 teams who are 4-0 were also 5-0. So pretty much, if you start the year 5-0, you've got you're nearly a lock for the playoff as long as you don't do magically collapse. Yes, there are. I believe I did this research yesterday. I believe last year there were 11, or it was like 10 5-0 teams. So you had a 40% chance of making it if you started 5-0. I believe this number was the same in season one, which is very interesting because we only have 9 4-0 teams this year. We have a lot less undefeated teams this year. Yeah. Well, I didn't make that decision. So it's not top 3. Air Force is like 5th. Well, I didn't make that choice. Yeah, if you want to yell at somebody, yell at Bob. I just go with whatever it ends up being. The only reason this is game day is because they're both good, and this is a rematch of the national championship game. What? Cheat? I'm not. No, I'm telling. No, no. We, no. VFP, help me out, man. If anyone here should help, Jake. I don't like. I don't like the dot 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 suspense. Wah wah. Hmm. Bama. Bama. Come on. Okay, I hate a lot of things. That is correct. Jake is a Jake. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I like how the 1-3 team here with one win over Hawaii is the one calling me a loser. Um, Jake is undefined. Hey, when is it? I'm just reading through the comments now. A win is a win. Well, all wins are wins. A wins are wins, but all wins are not created equal. The, and then there. See what you bring up. There's a philosophical issue of do you rank like you would in real life when it comes to when wins or losses, or do you rank based on? Okay, if we went by parity, your standard, we would just go by record. End of story. No, which is a yes, you would. Using your argument, if we keep going down that logic, teams with better records are better teams because that's how much parity there is in the league. Which is a No, that's not. No, 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 no. But we're acting like we let an 8-win team over an 11-win team. Well, what? Also, well, okay, and all the teams that made the playoff last year had double-digit wins. If we went by just the strength of schedule argument, Charlotte would have got that final spot over Cal, which they didn't. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, you're right, Central Michigan. I'm probably going to get beat by 30 this week, but we'll get to that game later. Doug. But hold on, but here's the problem. I don't like being the team that is ranked in this matchup. I thought I would be the big underdog coming into this game, but no, Doug had to lose 2 games, and now he's the unranked team, and I'm the ranked one. There's literally. Well, I do have those. I do those by hand for the pick'em games, and those do. It's the way the 538 does it. You do the difference in elo and divide it by 25. Which it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple math there. But yeah, I elo win probability. You have to take the difference in the two teams' elos and divide that number by 25, and that's your spread. I do think it gives a bit low on the spreads, but I think that's because the elos are a lot closer than they would be in real life because of the amount of parity, which we just talked about. But yeah, I will mention those odds when we get to the pick'em games because I did do the by hand math on those. But it is a bit that is it does. Yes, we talked about. Well, someone. Okay, thank you, VFB. Okay, if we're done talk, yes, back on track. Week 5. Um. So I'll give everyone a minute to look the schedule because I know not everyone has done that. Get your upset, your overlooked game, not on the pick'em. Penn State. You saw the teams who are on the pick'em. I hope so. Don't pick one of those games. Okay, you did. Okay, so yeah, your upset pick of the week and the overlooked game of the week, and whoever wants to go first on either one of those, and we'll go from there. If anyone has obvious picks that aren't on the pick'em, yeah, I'll give everyone a second. Everyone get a breather. I'm gonna get me a drink. I'm I'm ready. I'm here. Yeah, I'm still listening. I still have the headphones on. I'm not gone. I yeah. Talking about that game. Interesting you talk about that game, even though I don't think it's really an upset. But I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Um, yeah, I know, I know, I know. I'm thinking like top. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. That's when I say upset, I want like a top 25 upset. Uh, I, I mean, that's fair. We can talk about that game. I should clarify that. My bad. Yeah, you can go ahead. That's a pick'em game, Boomer. You can't pick a pickup game as an overlooked game. All right, you know what? All right, yes, yes, please. Woo! I like it. Spicy takes. Yeah, dude, I could totally see that. I nearly picked that one, but I'm gonna go in a different direction. We're gonna go to the Big 12. We're gonna go to the Big 12 here. I think Iowa State's gonna go into Texas and knock off the Longhorns. I, Iowa State, Iowa State's gonna get hot. Is it a ranked team? Okay. Oh God. Oh no. Louisville over. You're picking Louisville over Carolina? Oh, that's right. They're playing. Got my. Yep. Got my South Southwest rivalry teams mixed up. Yeah. Who? Virginia? They're like 26, but I'll count it. They could end up ranked. I'll count that, especially since it's Ekstrom they're playing. While we're on that topic, um, okay, go. Oh, go. Oh, oh, who won? Didn't Middle Tennessee win that game last year? Bit of a revenge game, I think. Yes, that's all right. And now, while we're talking about the ACC, overlooked game of the week, I think. Oh, okay. Big game here as NC State goes up to the Carrier Dome to face Syracuse. This is a pivotal game here in the ACC Atlantic. If Syracuse wins, they've got a pretty. NC State's in trouble if they lose this game. 1-2 in conference play. Don't have the head-to-head on a 3-0 Syracuse. That's a real hill to climb there for NC State. However, well, no, that I know, but if Syracuse wins, they've got to be the favorites in the Atlantic if they win this week. But NC State, if they win, they reassert themselves as the top dog in the Atlantic. So I think that's going to be a game that's important. That's going to be an important game come down the line in the Atlantic race. That's an overlooked game. My upset was Iowa State over Texas. I'm like 3-1 this year, 2-2, so I'm not doing bad on my picks right now. We just have a random person just showing up here. Dallas, Texas, aka Arky. Sh- shush you. You're getting all. You're skipping ahead. A lot of people barely beat you. What do you mean? All right. You know what? Back on topic. Back to y'all too. Yeah. Maryland is pretty screwed if they lose this game. Eh, but they'd only be 0-1 in conference. They can bounce back from that. Playoff wise though, yeah, that'd be probably the end of their dreams. Tank Bowl. Same at Toledo, the same way. Mm. Mm. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and we got six. Boomer, you laugh at the most random things. I don't understand sometimes. Hold up. Wow. Okay. No. Wow. Oh, you only said kind of. That's an improvement. Oh, that's good. I'll try to keep doing that. Not making you mad. I'm not going to try to make people mad. That's not. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. All right, you're. Is that like your game day tradition to bring that up at least once? It is now. Then we. Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you to finally admit that. Okay, that's good. No, you wouldn't admit that before for some reason. Glad I got you to admit that now. Yes, this is. No one said this is a PG program. But anyways, we got six pick'em games to go through here. All right, up first. I mean, I this game's a pick'em because I needed six games and there's only five ones I could really feel like picking. We got a rival. We got the Battle of the Carolinas here. As North Carolina travels down. Ew. That. Come on. Come on now. That this is the only bad one. The rest of them are good, like actual good games. We'll get the bad one out of the way here. North Carolina, South Carolina. It's an unpredictable game too. Get some teams out there. Battle of the Carolinas. UNC's lost two in a row. They're down to 2-2. South Carolina's doing South Carolina things down at 1-3. I think this will be a good one, but I'm going to take South Carolina in a close 24-21 game. I mean we have the pick 'em. I mean, mean, we're recording it, so and when that gets posted, you can probably go back and look. But I'm not like writing these down. Okay. Oh, well, I already have mine. Keep it track. 'Cause I'll always submit mine beforehand. So that's fair. And let our viewers, we North Carolina was picked with 54% of the vote. South Carolina with 45% of the vote. So, um, 54.2, 45.8. I did some bad rounding. All-time ELO has Carolina as a 2-point favorite or 57% chance of winning. And season 3 ELO has the exact same thing. So, slight Carolina favorite. I agree with that. I don't think they'll win, but I agree with the spread based on what I know about both these programs. Um, and that game is going to be on. Hold up, give me a second. That game's going to be on FSPNU at 12 o'clock kickoff. Early. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh, the TV schedule this week that here, Michigan State did it, so it's pretty good. Oh, we're not talking about any. You haven't missed anything. But yeah, there's TV schedule. Next up, Notre Dame takes the trip south to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia, to take on the 20, I think it's or the 19th ranked Hokies. Highly anticipated game. Should be a fun one. That's all I'll say about it. I'll kick it over to Mike. I don't think a million points is possible. Uh, okay. You can't get. Oh, no. There's a tab at the bottom. You gotta click season 3, week 5. Yep, I did the same thing. Yeah, yeah. No, I did the same thing. Yeah, the 7 o'clock kickoff here on FSPN prime time. No, my game is your. Well, game day. I'm confused. You've confused me. Wow. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, I know who you're gonna. I already know who you're gonna pick in this game, so I'll let you say it yourself. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were gonna say that. I'm gonna knock on some wood there. Not gonna. You already picked Notre Dame by a million. Oh, yeah. I thought y'all would pick against me. I need to be the underdog. Yeah, that's the pro. I don't like. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make me feel better about it. I'm. I just feel like I'm totally prepared to lose by 70. Like, if I lose it, my body's ready for whatever comes in this game. But yeah, our voters have 54% picked Notre Dame, while 46% picked Virginia Tech. All time ELO has Tech as a 5-point favorite or a 67% favorite. While season 3 Elo, while season 3 Elo has Virginia Tech as a 59% favorite or a 2.5-point favorite. That that I mean, I feel like Western Kentucky FAU this year would have to have been up there. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the highest one. Okay, up next, we head yes, Oklahoma State. Yeah, this should be a fun one. Yeah, I'm just gonna I didn't get to pick the last one, so I'll go first here. This is gonna be the points are gonna be scored here. A lot of points are gonna be scored here. Two offensively minded teams here. Oklahoma State looking to move to 5-0. Louisiana Tech looking to bounce back from their loss to Akron. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State 42-35. Hmm. Yep, the fandom is definitely leaning towards Oklahoma State here. As give me just a second.